Ooh, the last part, section 5. Here we're going to talk about provider behavior and placebo effects. It seems like that sugar pill that I was talking about that can just calm all the anxiety and stress that you have, which was a lie. It can be just more effective when the provider treats the patient in a confident way and they actually say that, oh, this sugar pill is just the best in the market. So you definitely feel better after taking that pill, and you feel actually less stressed if the provider actually would lie to you confidently. Um, it seems like people, like patients who are in a high need to just for approval, or people who have like low self-esteem and they actually believe to other people more easily, or they are more anxious, they would actually feel like placebo effect is just more correct about them. So let me give you an example. For example, if you would be very anxious like about your condition, if you feel like, oh, you're just having panic attack all the time, and in general you would be a people pleaser, you feel like, okay, if my doctor is saying this, I have to just obey, I have to just say yes, take the pill. You definitely feel less stress after taking that sugar pill or placebo. The same goes for a person who has like low self-esteem. In general, people who have low self-esteem, they would believe in other people more easily because they feel like, okay, I'm wrong, but everybody out there, they are right. They know what to do, but I don't know what to do. So that's why you're just trusting in other people so easily. Situational aspects of placebo effect. It seems like setting of the experiment is just very important. It seems like even the shape of or the color or the size of placebo can be very important as well. For example, I guess it was one experiment in which they gave people purple placebo. Like by purple, I mean like candy purple, like pink purple something. It was just some sort of crazy, funny color. And people couldn't believe that, even though they were just in the same condition as another group who had like white pill, which both of them, they were like placebo, like white versus pink purple pill. The group who had white, they believed in the condition, but the group who had like the candy one, like the crazy, funny shaped pill, they didn't believe in condition. So it seems like we have to be very careful whenever we are just doing placebo experiment, because like just shape, color, size, and all of that, and quantity, they can be very impactful. Social norms. It seems like social norms is just very important as well when it comes to placebo. For example, some people who just grow up in a specific condition in a specific country, that they always follow government, they always feel like, okay, doctors who are working for public hospitals, they know what to do. So these people actually gonna trust placebo more and more because they would just follow whatever the government or providers, they would just tell them. But in other countries who people they are just asking questions, they do have a very good, clear, direct relationship with their provider, they wouldn't believe in placebo effect. So it seems like social norms are just a big factor when it comes to doing experiments using placebo. Double-blind experiment. So double-blind experiment, I guess you heard about that from your general psychology or other general courses that you had so far. But in general, when the experimenter and the patient, both of them, they don't know what's going on with the experiment, like the aim of the experiment, or for example, the result of the experiment, it can be double-blind because both parties, they are just blind. It is very good when it comes to real experimental design, because I would say whenever I'm doing an experiment, I wouldn't tell my RAs, research assistants, or like my what is that? My participants. My goodness. My participants that what's gonna be the goal of the experiment, because I want them to don't know anything until the end, but after finishing data collection, coding everything, I would just email them and I would just say that, hey, this is your result. And that's the key. for doing a good experiment. But again, it's just depending on the aim of the experiment. It seems like there are going to be different measures for drugs effectiveness, but in general, it seems like the effectiveness of drug is just highly relevant to the way that the experiment going to be conducted. For example, in a double-blinded experiment, if we would just find the result and we would develop a drug based on that result, that drug is going to be more reliable compared to an experiment that we did just observational study. We haven't done any manipulation in our study, or we did just single blind experiments design. Single blind gonna be when, for example, the experimenter, they know about what's going on with the result, but the patient, they don't know. So in general, double blind experiments, they are one of the best methods for developing a drug. And I guess that is all about this chapter. So thank you so much for listening to me. Again, if you had like any sort of questions, you can just always reach out and ask me your questions. And yeah, have a great week. Thank you.